CB. Line them up.
What's going on, CBR fam? It's been 2 weeks, man. We miss y'all.
What's
It's
going
been
on, y'all?
2 weeks and we miss y'all, motherfuckers.
Hey, we back. You know what I'm saying?
How y'all been? Who we got in the comment section already? We got Traceman. What's up, cousin Tito, man? We're going to get another roast session in again this week. What up, Mike from 1776? We got Didi. We got Cousin Salad. We got Chris from Innerbox 3D. Chris, we're going to show you a commercial.
What up, bro? What up, Didi? Didi pulling up early, bro.
You said what?
Bar room, bro. I said Didi the queen of the bar room, bro. She be pulling up.
Yeah. That is from our sponsor, Chris, our original sponsor. So, go spend some money with them. Get some products from Chris. Also, use the code for Cold Blooded Cafe. Save 10%.
If you ain't know, he got the flip-flop candy paint. He got the flip-flop candy paint on the purpose. So
he do. He got some nice. He got some nice colors, and people tried to copy Chris, man. We're not gonna say nothing about it, but some people did try to copy.
Somebody biting?
Somebody did bite. I saw some shit. I was just like, "That's Chris's shit, bro."
Damn.
But yeah, man. How y'all been, man?
Chris came on the scene. Remember when Chris came on the scene? Somebody was saying was biting him, and he did his own thing. That's crazy.
Hey, bro, people, they just be saying shit sometimes. But we fuck with Chris, and Chris always supported us, so we go keep shouting out Chris. What else we got, man? Hey, man, it's been 2 weeks, so we ain't seen y'all. You got anything new, Keno?
I got some things cooking up over here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Well, you shouldn't sit there looking like with the fucking alley cat grin. I ain't steal your money now.
Finish that. Oh, you're cooking something up. So come out the sleeve with something sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Okay, hopefully sooner than later, but
I feel you.
Heavy on the foreskin activity. You know how I get on. Come out the foreskin.
Yeah, come out the foreskin with it.
But yeah, really no news, man. Shit, Axiom passed away. I guess that's my only news, man. What was that, about a month ago now? Something about that, like that. Lost Axiom, so that's the ins and outs with it. We got the necropsy done, and it was like enlarged heart, basically. It was like, she had a lot. I would say one thing she did have a lot of was like a lot of like fat on the inside of her. So I think I'm gonna kind of like change up my feeding routine a little bit.
Yeah,
up. But then again, should they live in animals? So we never know, man. But I think
we all got to change up. We all got to go through it. So it's not that big of a deal.
You know how it be, man. So So change up a couple of things, but the main thing in particular, we're gonna look at this feeding situation, man. So other than that, though, I don't know what happened. And that's good, man. I'm waiting for the weather to change, brother. I need some spring and summer around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of this cold weather, brother. I'm waiting for the government to
Oh,
turn the sun on.
shit, I wish we had some more winter, bro. Because by the end of March, it's gonna be hot than a bitch. I
Yeah,
know.
I'm ready
Also,
for it.
man, hey, shout out to my boy Jason Borges with the shirt, man. Legless luxury shirt.
Okay.
I appreciate you,
Okay.
Jason.
Shout out
Man.
to Jason.
Shout out to Jason. That's a wonderful
I,
guy right there.
I don't know what's up with him, bro. I think every time he try to send, it's like the third time he tried to send something to my address, but I don't nothing ever come.
Bro, I think that you got a weird address situation.
Right.
shit coming your way just seem to get lost, bro. I
Right.
don't know
It's
what it
crazy
is.
because if
Because
that
this
was
is
the
like
first
not the
person,
first
bro,
time. This is not the
I
first
was
time
about
this
to
has
say,
happened.
right, and that was not the first time that I sent something to somebody and got lost too. So I think I was a NATO test, bro. I had to send like 2 NATO tests off of one arm. But so I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on with my address or something, bro.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, bro. The UPS, the postal service, they probably, I don't know, they probably hating on the glasses or something, bro. It's something.
It's probably some girl that work over there that be losing your mail. You probably did it wrong.
Hey, you watching the show? Could you leave me alone, please?
Who?
I just want my mail from my people, and I want to be able to send mail to them. So,
You probably that girl.
what up, what up, Mike?
Too. It's probably that girl. She probably still mad about that shit.
Hey, if anything happened, if it's a girl to my anything happened, but that's like 20 years ago. Let that shit go, man.
Yo,
Look,
she don't give a
lady,
fuck.
lady,
She
drop the
don't give a
shovel.
fuck.
Hey, drop the shovel. Stop digging up old shit.
She not digging up old shit.
Yeah.
She got a vendetta. She said revenge is a dish best served cold. She just getting your ass.
That's what I'm saying. If
That's
it's
how she
anything
getting
like that,
down with
bro.
it.
If it's anything like that, that shit probably happened like 2005, bro. Hang it up.
It'd be wild though if she was like practicing voodoo and shit. She stole a pair of your drawers and got some of your mail and buried it in the backyard or some shit.
That's fucked up, bro. Did you say that? I'm not even gonna entertain that. Voodoo shit. Oh man, I gotta go pray after this one.
You got hit with the voodoo.
Shout out to the Lord though. He gonna keep covering me and blessing me, brother. That's why my name like that on it. That's why my name like that on Facebook. If anybody Facebook friends with me, that's why my name is like that. Because I was under you. I had to go on witness protection, because somebody was stalking me.
Shut the fuck. Yeah, that is kind of true though. Anyway, we not gonna talk about that. Anyway, though, you got anything like of value to tell people today?
He still value. Hey, we still going hard for the midgets. Shout out to the little people.
We're not doing this.
And yeah, we should have some news on some snake activity soon around here. So, other than that, life's great, man. I can't complain, bro. Family's well.
Your family is wonderful and they are beautiful. I gotta start selling snakes, so that's about it.
I was about to ask you, what you got going on there? You got about 50 11 snakes.
If you want a snake, and I don't have to post
that for like 3 months, brother.
You can send me a message. That's about it. I got nothing else, bro. I've been busy, bro. I wouldn't have had to go spend a bunch of fucking money on fucking feeders for these motherfuckers, and I was just like, I should have sold y'all motherfuckers by now. But I'm just lazy. I'll eventually get it together. I just finished my writing class for last semester during the weekend, so maybe I have a little more time. So
I don't know, man. I'll start trying to see if I can send some people your way.
Bro, that might not be worth it. I gotta get my ass in gear.
Never mind, man.
Don't worry. Listen, let me get my shit together first, bro. Let me get my shit together. All right, y'all, man. We done fucked around enough, man. We got 3 wonderful guests. We got 3 legends sitting out back. We got Tim Morris, Tommy Budway, and of course Opdahl. So y'all show him some love, man, and y'all say, make sure that y'all talk to Opdahl about getting blotto.
Of course, I'm not on this thing again.
No, you're here,
There you
man. Relax,
You're
man.
good.
You're good, bud.
We,
What are you doing, Tommy? What's going on over there with your dick nipple dog?
okay, that's not how you greet your friends.
He said with his big nipple dog.
That's how I treat him every time I talk to him.
Why do you say that type of shit to him?
Look at that thing.
She has unusually large nipples. That's why.
Yo,
Man.
listen, I feel like if you got a dog with unusually large nipples, like you shouldn't be letting him look at that dog too long. That's just how I feel about it.
I'm gonna get him a rig for his birthday for that thing.
Yo, like when he started making jokes about your dog nipples and he be licking his lips at the same time, you need to get that man about your crib.
Tommy,
we're off to a great start already, huh?
Yes. It might get bad. Opdal's here, man.
Timmy Morris is here, the voice of reason, right?
No, man. What are you talking about? He stopped talking to you, man.
Tim Morris dipped off. He didn't dipped off on your ass already, Opdahl.
See what happens?
He said it's enough of this.
Can't take that shit.
Last time I was on, we ended on a bad note. Now we're starting off on a bad note. That's not.
Get it.
What was the bad note we ended on?
I don't want to get Keno started.
Okay, all right. We already know where this is going.
That wasn't a bad note, though. Tommy, that wasn't a bad note.
Listen, Tommy's here. Listen, you can't do this time, dog. And Tim's here. Tim already put you on restriction because of your memes. The memes you be sending everybody. Why do you laugh like that? You laugh like a juvenile delinquent.
You know that shit. I sent some good material, Keno's like.
You sent some my way too, man. I appreciate it, but you gotta leave Tim alone.
You gotta be privy to it so you see what Keno's watching.
I know what Keno be watching. It's already affected my timeline. When I see when I be scrolling on IG and then there's some midget twerking on a fucking bar stool, I know that's because of Keno.
It's all thumbs and ham hocks.
Yeah. Or women dancing and they got short ass arms and shit. That's because of Keno.
Let the record show. I did not bring it up.
You only mentioned it in pregame.
I was not the first one to bring it up. Let the record show. Just saying.
I think you did a shout out, Keno.
We're not doing this. Listen, man. I'm gonna let y'all give some.
Tommy, I ain't bring it up. That's all
right, Timmy.
I'm on your side.
What's happening, Tim?
Nada, man. Just listening to you guys.
Listen, I'm gonna let y'all give some introductions before we let Opdahl completely derail things. Turn this into a.
You gotta rein in the show, bro.
Yeah. So, Tim, will you please give us a short introduction first?
Short introduction to these two
guys. Tell us about yourself.
You want my take on these two guys?
Just yourself. I mean, if you want to talk about them, like you can do that too.
Yeah, you do like a personal introduction, then like end it off talking about with them.
I don't know what shit. Tim Morris. I used to breed condors. I don't anymore.
Now he's a tortoise aficionado.
Yeah, now tortoises and other little worms.
Okay. So tell us about your two friends here.
Oh, good Lord.
Stovepipe and Tommy the Torpedo.
We still don't know what stovepipe means. We still don't know what stovepipe means.
Well,
Google it.
We got cheerleaders, Budway.
Why you call that man?
He knows why.
I want to figure out what these secret names
Tommy
mean.
is legendary, man. Tommy is a legend.
Tommy performed the impossible at cheerleaders.
Man, I would not have believed it if somebody would have told me the story. I wouldn't believe him. I don't care who told me, but I saw it from my own
I
eyes.
saw it too.
It was yeah.
You're incriminating my boy though.
No,
You know
man,
that-
it's
Tommy
No,
the
it-
impossible Budway.
it's pretty legendary, man. That was cool.
Okay. Tommy, you can get a little frisky, all right?
It was a night for the ages. That's
That
all
was
I'm-
at night.
all I'm gonna say.
And then we went to the zoo the next day. I felt like my eyes were bleeding.
It's because you thought that you was like washing your face with soap, but it was actually probably ketamine or some shit.
Ketamine. I never tried that.
You shouldn't. I don't think you should. Listen, bro. Listen, you get a little up there, man. You don't need to be having like normal older man ailments and getting into K-holes, bro. You don't need that. You don't need that. Listen, you need to be thinking about going to Branson, Missouri, and getting yourself some cowboy clothes or some shit. That's what you need. That's what you need to think about doing.
Isn't Missouri the show me state?
Don't show nobody your wee wee. That's I know where you was going, bro. I know where you was going. No, listen. All right.
The flying squirrel?
Okay. No, I was gonna let you do your intro, but no, I will let Tom go first, and then you can do your intro.
Next question, faster.
All right, so yeah, I'm Tommy Budway. I've known these two clowns for I don't know, probably how long? Probably 8 years.
More than that.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Too long. However long it is too long. No, they're good guys, but just breed chondros. That's it. That's all I'm into right now.
And tell us something about these two guys.
I don't think we can't do that on air. I don't think.
My name's Tommy, and I'm into fast women and fast cars.
If you're not first or last.
I feel like Opdahl is like still out here putting like singles ads in newspapers.
James is ready for this. He wrote a 4-page dissertation on this, so he's gonna pull out his notebook right now.
Opdahl,
on my one-liner.
Opdahl, give us the game. Tell us how you talk to
Opdahl be out here. He be out here.
He's a talker. He's a talker.
Okay.
I feel like Opdahl talks to waitresses like Rodney Dangerfield and shit.
Out here tricking.
Oh shit. Yeah, sometimes.
Opdahl, you gotta give us your intro, man.
Oh, shit. Well, I started in these green tree pythons after breeding a bunch of other snakes, and been with these since, and met all these hooligans through the wonders of green tree python husbandry.
Yeah, there are some.
Here we are talking about midgets.
We're not talking about this. Let's not do this.
Okay, we won't. Let's move on.
Listen, we can talk about other bad shit. We don't gotta talk about
Nothing bad.
midgets. We can talk about furries at some point in time in the show. Some shit like that. All right.
You want to talk about the first time we met? So I mean, James. One of my first snakes that I bought was from James, and Tim and James came down and hand delivered it. And I just showed him a good time in Pittsburgh, and that was it. That's it.
Showed us how legends are made.
Legends were made that night, Tommy. And we didn't even go to the casino.
We don't really have to go into it.
Well, are you famous?
What you want to
Like
go to the
Tommy?
casino?
Are you like famous on like the bar and the strip club scene in Pittsburgh?
No, not at all.
Straight to the casino.
No, not at all. Dude, I'm old. Too old for that stuff.
Come on. You're full of shit.
No, you right around that. Hold on, bro. We interviewed you before, Tommy. You told us you was a single man, so you right. That's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You know, like
Tommy's a career bachelor.
You know, right, it's right in your wheelhouse.
You've never been married before?
No. Nope. Never married. No kids that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have a couple of stray babies out there.
The secret's the dog, man.
What do you mean?
We think Travis has probably got at least 3 of them running around.
What, 3 stray babies?
Yeah, unaccounted for.
I don't know. They got to be teenagers by now and shit.
If they had a father figure, they'd be in college.
Yeah. Too bad they don't have a stepdad like Opdahl.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk reptiles, man.
Give me another beer.
No, we're not going to talk about Furbies or furries yet. We're going to actually talk about reptiles in some context, man. So you guys actually kind of have like a triangle, the way it looks, on the East Coast, man. So do you guys do a lot of stuff with other people on the East Coast? We'll start with Tommy.
Triads, bitches.
I don't know. I don't think it's just East Coast. I mean, yeah, James, Christian, Tim, obviously, Andy,
Irby,
yeah. But my first conjos I got from, I think we talked about this before, from John Leckie, Jason Stevens. But that time I lived out in Phoenix, so not that it matters where you live, but that just happens to be where I got my first conjos from. And just all over. It's not just one area of the country. I talk to a lot of people all over.
Okay. We'll go to you, Opdahl.
Tommy's a man of the people. So, Tommy, how's your eggs?
They're good. They look great.
3 weeks? 3 weeks in? 4 weeks?
We got 2.5 weeks left. They look perfect.
Great. What pairing?
It was spicy noodle, so it's Jake to Signal Herp 09169, and the female was bred by Todd Wetzel, and she was an Arubiok to an NCC sire, which was a Cyclops type to a Greg Maxwell, which was Mojo Blue Diamond. So that's Mojo Blue Diamond, which Mojo was Tim's female, or Mr. Blue to Carolina. Yeah. Tim's male. So there's some good blood in there, and
nice.
Yeah, spicy. His pheno is pretty cool, and she's
her pheno. Spicy noodle?
What's that?
Why you call him spicy noodle? He got an attitude.
Because I sold it when it was a Neo, and I ended up buying it back, and that's what the girl named it when she had it, Spicy Noodle.
Okay.
How does the one that you gave back to her look?
I'm not sure. I think it has a lot of. She sent me a picture about a month ago. It has a lot of black. It's pretty cool.
Doesn't your buddy have one of them too?
Yeah. They all retain a lot of black, and I still have 2 or 3 from that clutch, and they're all pretty spectacular looking.
I got that male spicy noodle to the Andrew Raymond blue Maniquari female.
Yeah.
And that one looks good. I sent you a picture of him the other day. He's he's got a lot of black still, but getting more blue. But he shed plugs the other day.
Yeah.
And he's pretty small still, but he shed some good plugs.
That's cool.
Opdahl, tell us about your dealings on the East Coast, man.
My dealings?
Yeah, I know you be doing some shit over there.
Well, I'm on the East Coast with Tommy. He's just a little southwest. But it's weird. It's been like a slow starting year for green tree reproduction. The latest actually I've ever had. Usually I've got either eggs in the incubator by now or eggs hatching by now, and seems like everything's pushed back at least another month and a half than normal. But I had one female ovulate, and she just did her pre-lay shed last night. So I'll hopefully have good eggs, in 20 days, 21 days. But I have another female that looks like she's getting ready to ovulate. She's big and off feed, but no ovulation yet. And then I have another female that's off feed. Doesn't look as big, but has been bred many times. I got a couple like that. So things are progressing, but a little slow. But like breeding activity is starting to drop off a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, I was telling Tommy earlier, like, these things in the wild fucking hook up, breed once, fucking crawl away, and we got them breeding 8, 9 times, and it's like, with all the talk of sperm retention and all that kind of shit, you think these things would just be knocked up all the time so easily, but it seems to take a while.
Yeah, I've had a male and female breed since October, for probably from October until probably late January, and yeah, she's still not developing. And they're both proven. It's been a weird year. I had 5 pairings going, and I've only have 1 set of eggs right now. But I did move in October, so that could have something to do with it. But maybe you never know with these things.
Yeah, I think that is a big deal. Just hearing people say that they moved and then they didn't have any production for like an entire year. So
yeah,
maybe
especially with the proven pair. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
I mean, I had low expectations going into it, so but I'm just happy to have 1 clutch so far. So
I'm with you on that one, Tommy. That's really all I care about. If I can have
1 clutch is enough, man.
I'll take it.
What about you, Tim? What do you got going on now? You're talking about raising up some children's pythons recently.
Yeah, I mean, I have a litter of those, a litter of the New Guinea carpets, cooling down some Aurora house snakes, which I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully, I get some eggs out of them.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
Are those the ones with the stripes, or?
Yeah, they're the green with the orange stripe.
Nice.
Has there, Tim? I know, what's his name? Chad, what's his name of island? Kenny Richichi. I know Kenny Richichi got like some sweet positive children's. Besides those, have there been any other morphs like discovered in the children's pythons?
I don't know.
Okay.
They may be.
Like any ghost, anything like that?
I don't know. I'm not a big morph guy, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, I've seen some of the albino stuff, not in person.
I asked to look at the children pythons, like early. I wanted to get into them, but I could never find them. They was always rare.
Yeah.
This is a while ago. This was like probably maybe 20 years ago.
Right.
They were just so rare to see.
Yeah, I think spotteds were more common back then.
Yep. The spotteds were, yep.
Yeah.
Are your rainbow boas almost?
And Sabus too.
Breed?
The female I got down from Daytona should be ready this winter coming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do they look?
They look great. They look really good.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're one of my favorite snakes.
And then I should have another pairing with the annulated boas this year too.
Oh, that's cool. Are they breeding or?
Well, this coming year they should be big enough. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We were thinking about going up to Tortuguero to look for annulateds in Costa Rica, but I think we're going to go to Hitoy Serrer instead on the Caribbean side.
I thought you already went to Costa Rica.
We did. It went so well that we want to go back next year.
Anything weird happened to you?
Weird?
You know.
I wasn't inseminated. I didn't get inseminated.
You didn't get inseminated?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I know when you said it like that, somebody's gonna say you got inseminated.
No, not that I know of. I didn't prove out. So, we did find some cool shit though, that's for sure. Tommy would be proud, man. He always says I'm one and done when it comes to days of festivities, but seemed like that went every day, every night anyhow. But we found a lot of good animals. We found some beautiful animals. We found a nice, good-sized fair-lance. We found some eyelash vipers, cat-eyed snakes, saw a yellow-bellied sea snake, and we saw a beast of a black-headed bushmaster, which is the first time for me, and I've been looking down there for many years. But that was an awesome trip.
Good.
Yeah, those guys, dude, we had a blast.
Good.
Tommy was supposed to go, but he can't commit, man. He's got problems.
Man, why you always taking shots at people?
I'm just telling you the facts, man. Fucking Tommy.
From the sounds of it,
Tommy said he was laid up with a chili or something, man.
He said he got a staples monitor.
Next year.
I think he has separation
chili or something.
I don't know what
Tim and I are going to go next year, right, Tim?
Yeah.
You should.
Y'all go.
Yeah, I went back in 2008, but I haven't been back since.
Timmy, you said you had a blast down there, Tim.
Yeah, it was a good time. For many reasons.
I love this man gonna get hurt. Well, if y'all go, Opdahl gonna get hurt. Y'all gonna have to carry him around like Bernie or Weekend and Bernie.
Just keep going, man. Just keep going.
So, did you go with Amy?
Andy went. Yeah, first time for Andy.
No, not Andy. I said Amy Benzie. We're not talking about redhead tech support.
Amy.
Yeah, Amy Benzie.
Yeah, Amy Benzie. With the boat, with the Amazon tree blowers.
No,
I guess not. You just went out there by yourself.
I've been going down there for years, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't need
Tricking.
I don't need any guides or we just go.
You just walk into the bushes? You just walk into the bush by yourself?
Of course, why not? Day or night, son.
Okay.
All right, boys. Let me commandeer this show for a few minutes.
Yeah,
take it over.
Will you guys give me a couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, for the people out there that might not know a lot about what's going on in current events, and this will help me out too because I get a lot of these questions sometimes. So I'm gonna start with you, Tommy.
Wait.
So what? So Tommy B, what's your cage of choice for adults, subadults?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because my screen was frozen. Well, the bigger the better for me, but I do cubes for adult males.
So you're talking 2x2x2?
Yeah, 2x2x2, and then 3x2x2 for adult females. But now that my collection has grown so much. I've actually just bought some cages that are 18 by 18 by 36, which
Okay.
they're good size, and I use those for
So 36 tall.
36 wide.
Wide, okay.
Yeah.
By 18 by 18, okay.
Yeah. And,
Any particular manufacturer that you like?
I got them from China, actually, from Alibaba. Yeah, they're cheap.
Now, do they have sliding front doors, or they open up hinge-wise?
Yeah, sliding front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Black
Black.
PVC?
What do you think about the?
Yep.
What do you think? I was about to say, what do you think about the quality of the PVC?
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. The surface is smooth and it doesn't like scratch like some of the other PVC cages that I've had.
So they're knocked down, delivered knockdown. You put them together.
So
Yeah.
Tim,
Yeah, you just got to screw them. You got to screw them
we'll be
together,
able
and
to
then you
make our
just
cages soon.
you seal
then
them up with silicone.
And then what about like heating? What panels do you?
I always go with Pro Product. I
Pro
love
Products,
it.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
always use herb stats for
herb stats, okay. What's your non-breeding sort of temperature regime?
What's that?
What's your
Oh,
non-breeding temperature regime, like your nighttime lows, daytime highs?
Yeah, I do like 83, 84 for daytime, and then 80 for nighttime.
Are you manipulating the photo period as well as temperatures for breeding, or are you?
No, I have no lights in my cages at all. Zero.
So, but you don't have any ambient light like on a timer in the room they're in, so they're just getting natural sun?
Yep.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. And do you see that there's a particular time of the year where you get the feeling that you should start putting some things together?
Well, I like everybody else, I do it in the fall. So I start dropping temps in like late August or August, and then
So you're going with natural photo period, dropping the temps. What do you let them go down to?
So my rooms never get below, like the ambient in my rooms never gets below 74. So that's the lowest I can go. I don't want to open any windows because I don't want to.
Yeah, but you're having success at 74, so that's that's informative, right?
Yeah, and I don't feed cycle at all. So,
huh?
I mean, I'll kind of feed cycle a little bit. I'll slow down feeding maybe in early summer, and then ramp it up a little bit before I start pairing. But
so
are
you talking both male and female that you cycle the feeding?
Yeah.
And all artificial incubation, right?
Yeah. I was very tempted this year to do maternal.
Yeah. And what are you using for an incubator?
I have what is it? A thermoforma. It's like a lab grade.
Yeah,
incubator.
you got Forma Scientific.
Yeah, I mean it's great
Nice.
shape. It works. I mean, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
And then what are you doing for an incubation regime? Just straight 84, 86?
Yeah, 86. 80, almost
86?
86.8, 86.9.
Okay.
30.5 Celsius.
And I'm sure it
Can
goes
you do that
without
straight
saying
through?
nowadays that you're doing
What's that?
substrateless and that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Is that straight through?
Yeah, straight through.
Straight through, yeah. And what are you getting, about 50, 52, 51, 52 days?
Yeah, last time I had eggs, I did 30.3, and it was like day 54.
54, yeah.
That was a little too long, so
Yeah.
I've raised it to 30.5, and I'll see. I would think it's going to be about day 50.
Yeah. Now, are you getting do you experience pretty consistent pre-lay sheds?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Hey, shout
So do you
out
get-
to that shit.
I don't
Huh?
either.
So do you get some females that lay without going through a pre-lay shed?
Yeah, this female that just laid, now she had no pre-lay shed this time. She didn't have one last time either, which was odd.
Mhm.
And I didn't even see the ovulation this time. So it's kind of in the dark when she was going to lay. I was kind of surprised.
Wow.
I had one that laid twice, no pre-lay shed for her either.
Well, because I know way back in the day, a lot of times people would use the pre-lay shed and the days after, and sometimes with females they could be pretty consistent.
Yeah.
but within that same female, like they weren't consistent between females, you know.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I had some that didn't prelay at all. But I know sometimes people get, you know, sort of fixated on that, and that's the reason why I brought that up. Is
Yeah.
it may or may not be that important of an indicator, or you know.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah. And I had another.
Normally,
I had another female that had a prelay shed once and didn't have a prelay shed the next time. So I mean, you just and they were both good flushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to think it was important, Tim. I used to think it was important until, I guess, until I really started, like, if you really count the days and I think really if you catch the female when she first refuses, that's why I don't cycle my females in the summer, but I will food cycle like while they're breeding.
Right.
So I'll hit them with smaller meals. And I think the first sign of refusal, that's kind of when I start counting my days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this about
if she don't get a prelay shed, because I had a female that laid maybe but it was basically like 7 to 8 months between her last shed and the shed after her baby. She didn't basically start feeding until her babies start eating.
Right.
That was her first shed.
Both times I didn't have a prelay shed. Yeah. So both times I didn't have a prelay shed, like she shed like literally a week before she ovulated.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She shed both times and then ovulated.
Yeah, sometimes there is a shed around the ovulation time, I know, but again, I don't know how consistent that is.
She shed a week before she ovulated?
Yep.
And then nothing after that? She just laid after?
No, she shed, ovulated, and then she went through the process of getting ready to lay eggs.
And then laid.
No. Do you guys use the vermiculite or no substrate or what? Who does
for
what?
incubation?
Yeah.
I use a 50-50 mix, vermiculite and perlite.
So you're putting the eggs in the vermiculite.
What's that?
Or the
I sit
perlite.
them on a rack.
Yeah.
No, I sit them on a rack. It's just super saturated.
It's just I've never felt comfortable with using that. It just seems like it'd be. I guess once you get used to it, it'd be hard. I mean, at first it'd be hard to get the right mix.
So would you say most people are doing the no substrate method still?
What's that?
Would you say most people are still using the no substrate method?
No, I don't think. I mean, it's probably, I don't even know. Probably, I would say half and half.
People are using substrate or they'll do water substrate, but I think they're not. A lot of people aren't like putting their eggs in the actual vermiculite.
Okay.
And that's because it's like.
Are there people that are doing it that way though? That are putting their eggs right in the incubation substrate? Okay.
Mark Hager just did it.
I thought John was doing it that way.
I actually want to try it. I just don't trust myself to mix it right. I don't want to mix my eggs. That's all. Because if I make it right, I would do it.
Squeeze it dry, like do you wet it and then squeeze it so it's, or do you check do you do a percentage or a ratio?
Sometimes you can weigh it before and then add water and after. I mean, Trooper, I remember at the zoo, he would he would bake the vermiculite in an oven for like 4 hours. I guess in part to get rid of any potential pathogens, but also to get it down to, I guess, what he would consider to be close to a zero moisture level, and then add the water. But I'm not so sure you need to be that precise with it. But I was just curious. Yeah.
I mean, I think that is valid though, because vermiculite is not like perlite. Like I can see there being residual moisture in it, and that may breed pathogens,
bacteria.
Yeah.
But I think you got to be careful of that moisture level because you could keep them too wet, which could grow some more bacteria on the eggs. But I've never tried it.
Yeah.
I think Christian's been doing it with vermiculite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just remember back in the day, you know, they were most people following sort of the Trooper and Eugene method were keeping the eggs like on dry sphagnum and then keeping the humidity at 90% or better.
Mhm.
And then came along Larry Kenton, who had never bred green trees before. I still remember this because I went over his house and he's like, "Hey, check this out." And he's got the chondro eggs just lined up like you would like frickin' gray band king snakes. And I'm looking at that with what I knew at the time to be the only way. And I'm like, dude, you just fucked these eggs up because you're not supposed to put them in, you know, vermiculite like this, right? You're not supposed to get them damp. He had like, I just talked to him this past weekend. He had, I think he said close to 100% hatch rate on that, you know? And so,
Wow.
you know, that sort of opened my eyes that there's, you know, multiple ways to sort of, you know, hatch these things out, that some of the somewhat specific things, you know, and peculiar things relative to other python eggs didn't necessarily hold true, you know?
I think if you keep those incubation temps stable, you could probably hatch them a million different ways.
Yeah, well, that's another thing
Yeah.
too. I mean, Trooper back then, you know, recommended like, you know, like what was it? Like 84 the first couple of weeks, and up to like 86, 87, or 88 even.
Yeah, it was like
And
10,
then-
the 10, 30,
and then
10 thing.
yeah, and then back down again at the end, you know. And yeah, and then Rico was, I think, the one that came out or was at least credited, I guess, with the, you know, the sort of, you know, single temperature, you know, protocol.
Straight bake.
That's what I do, but you definitely need to start cracking the lids or opening some extra holes toward the end when they
Right. Well,
generate
I mean,
a lot of heat.
that's yeah, that's a good point, and that's why a lot of those early, like those AV incubators, the egg boxes sort of had those little slide ventilators on the top.
Sometimes I'll just take like a Q-tip and stick it in there into the edge and just let it crack open on one side. And I have holes in there that I tape up the holes to start with, and I'll just start opening them up as needed. But
yeah,
I do the same
sometimes
thing.
I
with
just
the
leave them
steaks,
all open, you know, depending on what they look like when they go in there. You know, if they're dented in a lot, I'll close them up for a while first. But I think people often make the mistake of putting those eggs in too early when they're not hardened off enough.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's when they get wet, stay wet, and all the windows. And, you know, you start seeing people saying, "What's going on? What can I do?" It's at that point, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
But Tommy's got a couple of pretty sweet techniques, though.
What?
Those
Crash?
are techniques, Tommy.
Crash your first clutch? Are you talking about?
No, when you were like sprinkling foot powder all over.
Hey, I've been there.
Yeah.
Use
foot powder, glue. I mean,
try some glue. I think your glue worked one time, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Well, I mean, that wasn't my technique. I just read that on the forum, the old forum.
I'm just saying it was funny because you were like, I put some glue on it. You're like, fuck it, can't hurt.
I think
I've done it.
Where people have the most issues, if the eggs are cold, if they're like maybe 78, whatever, 78, 76, and then they put them in the incubator and don't leave the lid off. I think that from going cold to hot,
wet,
that's when they start developing those wet spots.
And then you'll get some that gets like some mold on them on the outside. And usually it doesn't bother them too much. Like it depends on what it is, but I've had some like almost like a dark green kind of little bit of a mold grow underneath some of them where it starts to move around the egg. And you can just wipe it off with like a dry Q-tip. And it doesn't seem, you know, I think if it engulfs enough of the egg, it'll kill it because it's basically like a lung. So it's like the shell is what the baby inside, it's breathing, it's how it's getting oxygen, I guess. Is that correct, Tim? Is it?
I guess so. I mean, I guess they get some stuff through the eggshell.
So I just think if you have a problem in enough of the percentage of the egg, it'll die. But I guess they can, make it even in bad conditions. But what's your experience with that, Tim? As far as what, like, have you had eggs that just look like shit that still hatch? I mean,
I don't remember that as much. I do remember, through the maternal incubation trials that I did, that there was a couple of times when you had eggs that went bad. I mean, and they were wretchedly bad by the end, because you can't go in and take them out.
Yeah, they're all
But
stuck together.
but as long as the eggs around them are healthy, they're still pearl white. I did have my female one year. She developed a little bit of scale rot near, I guess it was because of being near an egg on the outside that had gone bad. Because I remember I called Trooper in a panic. I was like, dude, because I was like maybe 2.5, 3 weeks in. And I was like, dude, there's an egg on the top. I can see it when I look through the coils that it's gone bad. I mean, it's going to get bad. And he said, don't worry about it. And he said, if the other eggs are good, they'll be fine. Sure enough, that wound up being the case.
Hey, Tim, when you do maternal, like, how do the eggs look? I mean, are they slightly dented, or they're not like plumped up like they are when we artificially?
I think they're more plumped up, because like the female's sort of applying that pressure to them.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like near the end, they dimple up like they normally would. But if I remember correctly, I mean, they were, they were pretty, pretty taut.
Now, what did you do to keep humidity up? Did you put like?
So
I was just about to
I was
ask that.
using those 2x2x2 Near-to-Shea cages, and I had this sort of Rubbermaid rough tote on one side. And I remember we were using. They had like a little cutout circle in the top center, and I was running these Zoomed infrared 75-watt bulbs hooked up to a what the hell are they called? Microclimates. And so I would have the nest box on one side. I would put the heat lamp as far to the opposite side as I could,
Mm-hmm.
Then I would basically pile up about 2 inches of soaking wet sphagnum all on the bottom of the cage, and I would have a heat pad underneath that would drive the humidity up.
Okay.
And then in that rough tote was dry sphagnum where the female was. So I guess my goal was to use the heat pad on the opposite side of the nest box to try to drive up and keep the humidity high. Because it was the Near-to-Shays were nice because they were basically sealed. I mean, you could fill them with water up to the point of the door. So, I just dumped water in and kept it pretty wet.
Now, how would you make sure the nest box temperatures were right?
Well, so the cool thing about maternal is that you don't have to be as precise with it.
Yeah.
What you don't want is you don't want the temperatures to go. So the female can always pick up the temperatures,
right,
but she can't bring them down. So you don't want to create an environment where she can't cool it down. You know what I mean? She can only heat them up. So that's it, right? So, I kept the temperatures around 80 degrees and let her do the rest. And then realizing as the term progressed, those eggs are going to start generating their own heat as the embryos develop. Mm-hmm. And so, I would drop it down like even to 78. And, even then, I was temp gunning.
Did you start noticing her loosening her coils up?
Say again?
Did you notice her loosening them up as you went further along and you had to manually
sometimes she did, I think she did anytime she felt like they were getting too warm. She would sometimes bury her her nose into the top of the clutch. And I know Trooper used to think that she was using her heat sensors to monitor
It was
the
like a mama temp gun, yeah.
Well, yeah, one of Trooper's pet projects had never happened, and I don't know how you could make it happen, was to see if there was some way of numbing those, the heat sensors, to see if that affected the female's ability to regulate clutch temperature. So, but that was a big concern, and that is really, especially with captive chondros, where the clutches can be really big. It's really hard with a large clutch to keep the interior eggs from overheating. There's just so much thermal mass by the end, But this comes with the territory.
So would you say that, like, maternally incubating, would you say that it's better to have it with a smaller clutch than a bigger one?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, you can't necessarily determine that, right? So, like, I noticed, like, in my experience, when I started getting into some locality animals like arus and such, they tended to have smaller clutches, bigger eggs, where, like, my blue female would have huge clutches but smaller eggs. I mean, the one clutch with daddy pants, I think, was something like almost like 38 eggs. It was crazy.
38.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like 30. It was like 36 to 38. We hatched out 20, 24, 26.
Crazy.
And that was the clutch that, like, Crazy came out of, and Blue Deuce and such like that,
How big is that female again?
My blue female? I don't know. I never weighed her.
Was that maternal, that clutch?
No, that was Buddy. Buddy had it for us, so he pulled.
Wait, didn't you breed the blue female like early, like 2.5, 3 years old or something? Not even
2.5 years old.
Yeah.
2.5.
How big was that snake?
Well, so that was one so when I bought the original I bought a snake from Trooper in Orlando in whatever it was, 93, I guess it was, 92, 93. And I wound up trading him. It turned out to be a female, and I traded him back, that female, for what would eventually become, the blue female of mine, which was also, unbeknownst to me at the time, a litter mate to Joan Collins and Powder. But it was already at 1.5 years old. It was already eating small rats. I mean, Trooper fed pretty heavy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It was a year.
Yeah, I it's funny. I remember, I don't know who I was doing the podcast with. It might have been Buddy. But the question had come up, like, about the blue female, and I know she had 6 litters. 4 of them were maternal, and 2 of those maternals were back-to-back years, which was crazy looking back on it. But I went back and looked because I still have her data cards. I'm looking at the data cards.
Some of that GCP Keeper episode. Like,
I said her first litter was at 2.5 years old. I'm like, God, that's crazy. Like, I've not, like
2.5.
2.5 years old.
Damn.
First litter, yeah.
That always leads me to think this idea that maybe those first, like, when they started pulling animals out of the wild as far as green trees, they were really pulling, like, some real special animals out. I mean, as far as you look at the imports that we get now, they're not nearly like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because,
animals for sure that were funky.
I mean, that blue female of mine, the lineage, I mean, she was already, I mean, you guys might know better than me, but she was already 5-6 generations in, right? And, if you, and then David Wilson gave a talk on, the wild chondros he was tracking in Australia. He said he never encountered a female over 1 kilogram.
Really?
And I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember how many animals that he had tracked, but it was a fair number. I mean, it was.
But those were iron range animals.
Well, they were the Australian ones. Yeah.
Yeah, Australia.
But a lot of those early animals that started our lines over here were PNG animals.
Right. So the Switek animal, And that animal in the picture looked pretty big. I mean, that female he brought over, that was gravid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I
That
know
was-
Trooper
that was-
back then, he fed pinkies to start him off, but as soon as he could switch him over to rat pups, he did. And I don't know if that's why this particular, I mean, if you look back on My Blue Female, Powder, and Joan Collins, and I don't know whatever other animals there were, but those three females in particular, they were huge,
Cal McGonagall, what up, dog?
robust females that were very prolific. I mean, all three of them had, many litters, you know what I mean?
I do think the designers are getting smaller and smaller with each
I
generation.
think that's true.
Well, they may be.
I think that's definitely true. I think people don't want to say that, but I think
You don't see any huge designer females anymore. At least I don't anyway. But
I think that a lot of those designers, man, they're able to get these animals to look cooler, but they're getting smaller, and then the question becomes how healthy are these animals, and then people get upset about it.
I mean, I think it depends on what you're breeding them to. Also, like you start.
True.
I put that Sirac Signal Hurt male, Tommy, to a pretty diesel-sized Biak. So, I mean, if you start putting stuff like that together, and then I put a Highland Biak I produced to an Aru. The Arus get pretty big, and I mean, I don't know. I guess if you just keep breeding and breeding and breeding designer blood back to designer blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
where the outcrossing comes in.
Something
Yeah.
that could happen.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like it's just better to breed them to other things and then take those offspring and put those back together.
So let's stick on that. Let's stick on that topic for a minute. So here's another thing. So, is there still an Indonesian pipeline of farmed animals coming in?
Yeah.
I know Bushmaster's not rolling anymore, right? So
there's a few people still breaking them in. It's not a lot.
It's a few different. It's a few
You
different.
can get
people
stuff,
still
but
do it.
it's generic at best, most of it.
so you're not so generic. You mean you don't know where they're coming from?
Well, you can get.
It's not like it used to be.
Well, you can get Arus, you can get Biaks, you can get some Jayas, you can get sometimes some good red Cyclops or some Maniquaris. You know, they're just not. I would like more Maniquaris, more Wamenas.
They're not as plentiful as they were.
So are they neos, Jimmy, or are they adults?
Well, normally, I mean,
yearlings around.
You want to see them at least as a yearling because who the hell knows what it is otherwise. Cyclops.
Right, but like 20 years ago, there was a lot of babies coming in of different localities. Is that not?
Yeah,
happening?
you're not.
There's not a lot of babies.
It was like 300 to 500 babies a season. No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So wait, Bushmasters, they're done? Bushmasters?
I think so.
They're done.
I mean, their farm might be still
not
going.
done,
I thought Strictly
I think
took over
Reptile-
the CITES or something. I heard, but
that's
don't
what
know
happened.
about that.
Strictly got their CITES.
Oh, wow.
So technically,
So guys,
they're not
anything,
over, but they're not under Cam and Ryan anymore.
Anything hot in Europe that you guys are looking to bring over?
I mean, I got
different than what we got over
something.
here.
I got something coming from Europe eventually.
Yeah.
But
Taylor's bringing some stuff over, right, James?
I think he's bringing some of that King line stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what everybody.
What's the King line?
It's like high yellow.
Like the cool high yellow, or some of the how do
Who's
you
Taylor?
call it? Glacier line.
Oh, the Glacier line's
Who's
still
Taylor
around,
Taylor?
no?
What's that?
Who's Taylor?
He's a guy from California that we sold a couple snakes to. Good dude.
Keno, he bought one of yours. He bought one of yours. Bro.
Oh, Taylor Coon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Remember I told him like,
Lord.
dude, like I like those Cyclops.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He liked that. Those are good.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Hey Jimmy, so over to you, man.
Yeah.
So you heard me grilling Tommy about his his temperature regimes and such. Are you sort of doing the same thing? I know you do a little more at the photo period, I think, right?
I mean, I have lights in my enclosures, but I never change it.
Oh, you
It's
never
always-
change them. Okay.
No, I don't change the light cycle because, I mean, being close to the equator, it really doesn't change that much.
Right.
So basically, I'll start cycling.
So you're talking mainly temperature cycle.
Yeah, I'll start dropping the night temps September 1st
Yeah.
normally, and then by October 1st, I'll get it down to like 74 and 72, and I'll start pairing them up. But my ambient that I keep in the room is usually around 74 during the day and 71, 72 at night. But their panels obviously are working separately from that.
Right.
So
Now I forgot the room that you're
What
in
up, Billy?
doesn't really get much natural sun. Is that right?
no,
Yeah,
I don't.
what?
I don't have any natural light in
What's up?
here.
What up,
Okay.
though?
I
Hey,
use, what?
oh, Opdahl, you built all those cages
What up,
again,
Billy?
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
built all my cages.
that's
I
a
was trying
sweet
to tell
setup.
Tim earlier that I finally will hopefully be in production of the PVC enclosures very soon as well. But I think I'm going to start offering the PVC and
What
the
up,
wood
Fish?
enclosures. Yeah,
PVC and wood. Okay.
I have wooden enclosures that I built that I've been using these here for like the last 12 years.
Yeah.
I remember you seal them and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wood grain
People want 'em.
wheels.
If
So
people
Jimmy,
want
what
them.
about doing I mean obviously you could go both ways with this, but what about doing like PVC with those sweet cherry fronts like you do in wood?
Well, I had an idea to make them look like, they're custom wood. Like instead of having the whole enclosure wood, I wanted to do shelves, almost like stackable shelf system that's like wood casing, and then slide the PVC enclosure in through the back of it. So it's
Like an entertainment system.
fucking fuck
nice.
up,
That's
man.
cool.
It
Tommy,
sounds
what
like
do
a
you say?
Cadillac
That would
Eldorado
look nice.
of cages.
So basically, they'd slide in. You could pull the whole PVC thing out, leave
Yeah.
the shelving the way it is, and so I'm working on that design.
Well, I mean,
So
it's
it's
kind of
like-
like the way they do a lot of zoos, because a lot of zoos have sort of like a glass and whatever facade they want,
you work
and the
pull 'em out from
enclosure
the back.
itself sort of slides in from behind, right?
I mean, these are all on bases with casters, so like they're like everything is enclosed and in the back, and you can pull them out.
Yeah.
So I have everything for the PVC enclosures the same way. Channels. I have a space in between them, so there's like an air gap for everything, so there's not really transfer of heat.
Yeah, I just figured, just that being able to take advantage of the benefits of the plastic and the beauty of the wood as sort of like a facade,
That's
that
kind
would
of
be
the
pretty cool.
idea on having the cubed PVC cubes that I slide into the case. Because otherwise with these, I have to lay in the vinyl.
Right.
I use like an exterior sign grade vinyl that's supposed to have like a 7 to 10 year life outdoors. But these have been like, I spray them a good bit, and it's been holding up perfectly for the last 12 years, 13 years maybe.
Yeah. So speaking of spraying, man, how much do you guys spray? Do you guys spray every day?
I mean, when I'm during breeding?
Well, just any time. I mean, back in the day it was like, you had to spray them every day. You had to maintain humidity, and I think we pretty much realized that wasn't necessarily the case.
I have
I gotta spray
large
more
water basins in my enclosures. I mean, those are the same containers I use for babies for my water bins.
I barely spray.
I gotta spray more. I gotta spray more in the winter, Tim. Like around here, around this time.
Well, when the air is dry, right? I mean, you guys running humidifiers up there, Wendy?
No.
Yeah,
I don't spray it. I don't spray it all. Just when they shed.
But Tommy, do you spray it all during the breeding season for the
little bit,
breeders?
not really.
Nah, I spray more.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
spray
spray.
the pairs. I spray the females. Even when I separate them, I think they're growing follicles. I'll spray them. I'll spray them a good bit. I mean, I don't know if it helps or not, but I feel like it helps that the cycle.
I'll spray during the storm front. The storm front, I'll spray, and then during breeding, the only time I really spray them is when I first introduce the male in the female enclosure.
Yeah.
So like I don't get a reaction or something from her.
Yeah.
But I don't spray
you're up there, and like you're pretty much up in the Antarctic Circle at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you're probably.
In the house,
I mean, you're probably combating like 10 and 15% humidity in the middle of winter, right?
Yeah.
So
is it that low?
Yeah.
It's probably
Well,
like
and
20,
you too, Tommy. I mean, it got
20%
pretty damn cold where you are too, and I guess up in the Northeast it was cold there too.
It's
dry, man.
30.
What up, Kyle James?
30
What's
maybe.
up?
My dog.
All got quiet.
No, I just said what up to Kyle.
Yeah, I got that. I got hardwood floors, Tim too. So I got a couple few different factors.
Yeah. Well, I know Andy had turned me on to a nice humidifier that seems to work pretty well, but humidifier is a lot of work.
Yeah. How often do you have to clean it?
I mean, how often should you clean it, or how often does it get cleaned? That's two different things. Probably once a month, honestly, but it's one of those things where, does the slime actually get into the air? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is it just the water that gets wicked up by those filters and gets out? You know what I mean? Like the slime and shit that gets on the sidewalls of the plastic container. Yeah, I don't know.
If you're getting that much slime, it sounds like you're not cleaning it at all.
Is it a problem that there's stalactites hanging off it?
Well, you add a few more every now and again.
I used a humidifier once, but it's just it's easier to spray, man. You can control it a little better if you spray them in the morning, and if it's dissipating by like 5 o'clock and it's dry in there again, like you got a pretty good system.
Yeah, but in some cases, like here, even with the winters we have here, I mean, sometimes the humidity, if I don't have a humidifier going, it's like 15%. So if I'm spraying something, even with limited ventilation, it's drying out pretty quick.
You don't know what winter is.
Huh?
You guys don't have that winter.
There's Jimmy. He's gonna start some shit again.
Fucking
I don't know what winter's like. That's true, man. But Keno does, man. So shut up.
So during winter anyway, I got asthma. So I think we run like multiple.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We run multiple humidifiers in each room anyway. So we got like 3 running going right now, like 2 or 3 going.
Yeah.
I still spray though. I still get.
Hey, Tim, how big are your water bowls?
Huh?
How big are your water bowls? You're only 15%. Seriously? I mean,
no, it gets dry in here. I don't know what is my.
I got a 6 square. All my doe cages got like 6 square tubs.
I mean, the animals aren't that, but I mean, if I don't turn the humidifier on, it gets pretty damn dry.
Well, Tim, don't you have forced air heat?
Heat pump.
Yeah, but your heat comes out of registers in your floor, right?
Yeah. So, and a heat pump. I mean, not a heat. Well, a heat pump and pellet stove.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's.
Tommy, I got central air, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the pellet stove as well. That's gonna make super amount of dry air.
But the humidifier does work well. So, and I don't really have any problem with dry sheds.
I usually don't.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 stupid snakes that'll do stupid shit though, and
but usually, in my opinion, that's not really humidity related. It's just stupidity shit related.
Hey, Tommy, I wanted to ask you about your eggs.
What's that?
Tommy, you said when you put your eggs in an incubator, you leave the top off of them. 2 questions: How long do you do that, and what do you think? What do you think the benefits of to your eggs are for that?
Just not to get them so like the humidity doesn't affect them as much right away. Just more air circulating so they don't get wet. I do it for probably 3-4 hours.
If you close the lid right away, like you'll get condensation that could rest on the egg.
Yeah.
You know.
And
But you do
again,
it for
like
3 to 4 hours though. Okay.
yeah, like I said before, I think it's more if the eggs are cold and you put them in there, as opposed to if they're 82, 83 degrees and you put them in there. I don't think it's going to be a big issue if you put the lid on it. But
so I guess the question is, the better question is, what is the sweet spot for how long you let the female finish laying until you decide it's okay to put the eggs in the incubator? How long?
Well, when she's beehived, she's done, so I'll take her off and then put them. And you can tell like how they look if they harden up a little at all, or if they still need to harden up a little bit.
Yeah, they gotta be nice and white.
Yeah, if they're not hard enough, you'll see that coloration kind of like, I don't know, like pinkish,
or either that or like a beige, like
like
yellowish
vanilla
beige
looking,
color. Like they're just, they look almost wet still.
right. So
Tommy, do you
it's a field game.
Tommy, do you
definitely.
when you have your egg boxes set up with the water in the bottom, do you put the water in the bottom when you set up the eggs, or do you already have the water in the bottom at incubator temperature?
Well, I try to wait as much as possible because you don't want the water sitting in there getting bacteria. So you have to know when your female is going to lay, and I'll usually set up the water in the egg box like maybe 3-4 days before. Yeah.
But what my point is that water is at incubator temperature,
yeah,
as opposed to being cool when you put it in. Like,
yeah, but this last clutch caught me off guard, so I did everything last minute while she was laying eggs.
But you said they look great, so.
Well, they dented, like they were perfect when she laid them, and then when I put them in incubator, maybe a couple hours later, a few of them were dented, and not terribly, but they were dented, and it did take a week to plump up, and that's why I was asking the whole thing about the vermiculite earlier, because I know it doesn't take that long when you use vermiculite for them to plump up.
It's almost like they drink. It's almost like the damn eggs breathe, or they're drinking better with that.
So Tommy, what temperature is the IC light before you pour it into the egg box?
A perfect 82.3 degrees.
You're not making you better drink your slushies fast at that temperature.
So Tommy, when is the housewarming party, man?
Whenever you guys want to come down, I'm ready.
It was going to be on his birthday, but
Mongrel and Kino, put your money where your mouth is. Come on, man. We're going to do a show from Tommy's place.
That's far.
What do you mean it's far, man? Get
far.
your ass out of Texas,
It's not for
man.
me. Not for me. Tommy, where you at again?
Pittsburgh.
Schittsburg.
Yeah, it's probably 8 hours from Chicago. So I think it's like 7 hours.
Tommy Pittsburgh.
It'll take me 10 hours to get the fuck out of Texas.
That's why you got to get on a plane.
Get on a plane, Travis. Come on.
That's not a bad drive for me because I did. That's about the same as
when y'all having the party? When's the party?
That's the thing. I mean, we haven't even decided on the date yet. I'm talking about.
You probably get a flight for nothing, man. Nobody's going to Pittsburgh. They'll be begging you to go there.
I'm getting though, because Jay, you seen the play?
Hey, man, look. One night on East Carson Street, you gentlemen will never want to go back, man.
Is that where?
Man, we not trying to watch y'all chase around old
Jimmy.
women.
Hey, Jimmy. East Carson is you so relax.
Oh, sorry, Rax. Yeah.
Sorry, Rax.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to watch Opdahl lick some lady's ear who look like an old.
Oh, come on, man! For you to see that in person would be your life's wish, man. Now, come on.
I ain't gonna lie though.
I feel
like Opdahl just gonna get drunk and twist his ankle in the street or some shit. and then we got carry his ass.
Nah, you want to
With the
carry Jimmy,
Steelers
man.
cheerleaders with Tommy.
He's good for
Jimmy-
one night.
One night.
Jimmy's like a weeble, man. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
That's right.
He hangs, man. Jimmy got it, man.
We probably
You guys
carry his
would-
ass
you
around
guys
in a
would be all
wheelbarrow.
fucking giving up is what you'd be doing.
But then they just say that your ass be quitting. You go hard one night, and then every other night you be.
That's what Tommy says, but he says that every night while he's half passed out.
I bet you the next day, be like, man, y'all
look-
gotta make me to eat at Golden Corral.
And look, don't neither one of you guys get tongue fucked by Tommy's dog, because then
Oh, Jesus.
I'll videotape that stuff and put it all over the internet.
Now you'll
What's
be
all
laughing
this
too.
slander about this
You'll
dog,
be
though,
laughing
man?
too
Like,
hard.
why we keep attacking
Nah.
Tommy's dog?
I ain't
Bro,
gonna
no,
let that.
hey,
I ain't gonna let that
crazy.
dog. I definitely not gonna let that dog molest me.
Tommy's dog's gonna be attacking you, right? So
He's nuts.
We'll turn
I
that
ain't gonna let
around.
him molest me.
That's
No,
it.
we ain't gonna
hell
do that.
no, I can't get got.
She violated
I can't
Andy.
get-
last
Yeah.
time.
You're gonna get got, man. That's it.
Nah, that's gonna be Opdahl. That's gonna be
Yeah.
Opdahl off that old man ketamine. He's gonna be passed
Hey,
out.
hey, look, Travis, as that guy said from the same show, shit.
He can't get me. He gonna get Opdahl. Mm-mm. He gonna get Opdahl.
Tommy will be all your
Shit.
good stuff at 2 in the morning.
Listen, I don't trust.
Hey,
I don't,
at
I
2
don't trust.
at 2 in the morning, we're ordering a pizza and Tommy's falling asleep.
You can't get a
Right.
pizza at 2 in the morning in Pittsburgh.
Bullshit,
Yes, you
man.
can.
They got
Yes, you
places
can.
24/7 there, man.
24/7.
Mm.
The place fucking shuts down at like 9 o'clock unless you're at the casino.
Why you keep talking about this casino? You really want to hang out at the casino with the
Oh,
old
God.
ladies on the oxygen tanks? and shit.
Tommy and I crushed it. We crushed it there. Tommy, you won pretty big that one night.
Yeah. I
Tommy
need a
bought a bunch of
handler.
freaking cryptocurrency with his winnings.
I need a handler. That's all.
I need a
Yeah.
handler.
You should let your
Shock
handler
collar.
be Opdahl, man.
You need a fucking shock collar.
Oh man.
I don't want to hang out at the casino. That's weird.
No, not when we're there. Tommy,
Come on, man.
gets-
Hey, some Pittsburgh hospitality, man. Let's make it happen.
We gonna hang out with old
Hey,
ass
but look.
ladies? I can't do it.
Y'all three can go there, and me and Tommy will be with the Steelers cheerleaders, brother.
Cheerleaders, man. Cheerleaders.
Yeah, there's no football
That's what I'm
involved.
saying. We'll be with the Steelers cheerleaders.
Hell
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna be somewhere else. I'm gonna be eating
Tommy will
pizza.
show you how that works, man.
I feel like he's gonna show you something.
Cheerleaders.
I don't know if
Steelers.
I don't even know if how it works is necessarily it. He's gonna show you something.
Hey.
Though.
You guys, you should be afraid, man. You can't. I don't know if you guys can hang.
Okay, you think that we afraid to hang out with you?
You might be. You should be.
Why?
Well, look,
He's not
Travis.
afraid to hang out with you.
I mean, Travis,
I
look,
don't
you
like
gotta,
that he just
you
said
gotta
that, though.
witness the blotto in person.
got
I
no
like
at least
idea.
once.
I don't like how Old Dog just said that though. I ain't gonna lie.
You guys can't
I
hang.
feel like Opdahl is the type of dude to get like drunk in the street and then like piss on a cop's shoes or something.
Nah, he doesn't. He doesn't roll like that, man.
I don't need to get crazy like that.
You get
I'm about to
blottoed
say,
though.
if I'm with you, I don't think one of us is not gonna be alive in that situation.
We can get crazy. Depends.
All right, man. You know what? That sounds like a good time. It do sound like a good time to come up there in Pittsburgh. And
Dude, it
hang out
would be
with
an
you.
epic time, man. It honestly
Yeah,
would. It
It's
would
a
be a
fun
good time.
city.
I've been wanting to get back to Maryland for a while because I ain't had a bush.
Hey,
so
And look, if we make it happen over the summer, Tommy can get his sister to take us out on the boat on the river.
Yeah.
why you volunteer this man? This man can't
River cruise.
for the river cruise.
Timmy's gonna be the fucking director.
He
tour
might
director.
be.
Yeah, Tim,
Dude,
Tim, you can
Tommy,
be
who
my
was
agent.
the,
I like this.
Dude, Tommy, who was your buddy I liked out there, man? He was a lot of fun.
Yeah, his name is Tommy too.
Tommy too, yeah, he was good times, man.
Yeah, you met two Tommies. I had two buddies.
Yeah.
named Tommy,
Yeah.
That was a crazy
We
night.
meet two
Yeah, that was
Tommies every
crazy.
time we're there. Sober Tommy and Captain Belligerent.
Dude, Tommy, remember we were in that strip club, man. You took a picture of that one
Yeah.
chick, and I thought we were going to get killed.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but
Hey, that was funny. Hey, but then remember we took that Uber, I guess it was to your house, man.
yeah.
And it was that chick there, and she was saying something about the foreign people in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, yeah, the damn Lebanese people suck, man. They just suck. And she's like, yeah, that's awful, you know.
That's what y'all want me to do. Y'all want me to come sit around for a old Karen rant? That's what y'all want me to listen to?
They're
Hey, but look though.
Hey, look,
Tommy.
man. There's some old school, simple people that live in Pittsburgh, man.
That sounds like racism.
Tommy, what happened to- hey, Tommy, what
Take
happened
it for
to-
what you want, man. There's some great people that live there too, but Tommy will tell you, right, Tommy?
Those
There's some,
drivers, fucking, you lost your phone in
Tommy.
his car.
Yeah.
We
Tommy, what
called
happened
it,
in the
the
strip-
guy answered, and he
what
made
happened
you
in the
pay.
strip club?
I had to pay him $100 to get your phone back.
yeah,
Hey,
that's right.
Hey,
man.
that's the story you
My phone
want to tell
dropped out in the car.
Yeah.
These phones
Hey, but
is
no,
crazy,
though.
too.
I want to know what happened in the strip club, Tommy.
Yeah, that's an in-person story. That's,
In the what?
Tommy
Yeah,
fell in love.
we were just there late night, man, and Tommy decided to take a picture. And honestly, I mean, neither one of us, like, there was nobody looking at us, no one. And all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, this girl comes up and just starts yelling at Tommy, like, and we were like, "Holy shit, where the hell did this come from?" Right? And yeah, I thought we
Well, she
were
was
in
like,
some deep
Tommy, why
trouble.
you got my monkey on
Yeah, I
your,
mean,
on
you
your
wanted-
phone?
And Tommy was like, "What are you all upset about, man?" And she was fired up.
Shit, that's the same thing that happened to my boy Boogie, my homeboy that Keno met, and I know that he knows Mikey Marsh, but he took a picture of a stripper and they threw his little ass in the trash can. You ever see that, man? Ask him about the night he got through in the trash can.
I feel pretty fortunate that we didn't get that treatment.
Well, I think the bouncer was
He's
actually.
not that big though, so you can kind of see.
Well, the bouncer was on my side, T. Don't you
Yeah,
think? He was really cool about it, but
he was trying to
was
calm
like-
things down, man.
She fucking up her OnlyFans money, bro.
and I left my credit card there that night.
That's
Remember?
right. Yeah.
Oh no, you left
Okay.
your credit
Yeah,
card.
it was a fun
Dude.
night.
Club.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. That day, I think we drank from start to finish, from the day we got on that boat to all the bars we went to. I mean, 40 beers, 50 beers each. I mean, it was crazy.
It was a marathon, yeah.
It was a marathon. I mean, all
That's a lot of
freaking
fucking
day, man.
beer.
That's
Yeah.
how we did
Are you drinking a Sapporo?
it. James would have been sleeping.
Check it out, man. It's got
Year of the
this-
Snake. I got it. Yep.
Year of the Snake.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
It's a cool design, man.
You have any sake with that?
No, but I do have some Hibiki.
I thought he was
Whatever
gonna
hell
say.
that is.
I definitely thought he was gonna say some. I don't have no sake. I got some sucky. I don't know why I thought that's what he was gonna say.
You guys don't have? You've never had Hibiki?
So listen, Keno, Travis, man, you guys have never hung out with
You got a blade for it.
Tommy or James in person?
They can't.
Nah,
They can't fucking
No,
hang.
not
Right?
yet.
I've seen
What's
Andy.
up with that, man? I mean,
We've seen Andy.
Andy
The
can't
stockbroker.
can't go the distance though.
My little
Who's up?
protege.
Did y'all try to like trash Andy? Did y'all like get Andy real messed up or something?
He's my little
we always
protege.
get Andy messed up,
No,
man. But he's gaining experience through our expeditions.
Yeah, we just haven't seen y'all yet. But
He's also known as the wild capybara.
Hey,
One
old dog
time,
can't
Oh,
hang with me
no, I
either.
don't want to know what that.
Old dog
means.
can't hang with me either.
Andy,
Oh, you haven't seen the video?
the
No, and we're not gonna talk about this video.
Yeah.
No more.
Do we need to show the capybara video?
Capybara. Dude, that was some funny shit.
Funny. That was.
I think he was
yeah,
doing
that
the
was-
T-Rex.
So when y'all want to kick it, when we gonna have this kicking session? Are y'all gonna come to Tinley?
We should go to Tinley. I've never been.
Yeah, I've never been
When
either.
is
That's on
that?
my bucket list.
When is
In
it?
October. Is it
Possible.
October, September next year?
So you
October,
guys,
September
so
this
you,
year.
so you'll bring the recording studio. We can air it live from the Tinley show.
Why are we waiting that long? Why don't these guys come down to Daytona?
Oh,
Well, that too.
Maybe.
You guys
When is
never been to Daytona?
I've been to
I've never been to
Daytona
Daytona.
as a kid, not as an adult.
No, but I mean to the show. You'd never been.
Nah.
I've never been
Oh,
there.
you guys should get down there,
can
man.
Go, and Tommy can go back without his pussy freaking diseased leg that got stung by a bee.
I definitely thought you was gonna say a different body part.
and Tommy, you never got to
What's
see
wrong
any.
with you, man?
Tommy, you never
You're
got
mad
to
in the
see
gutter
any of the
tonight,
cool
bro.
stuff, man.
Nah, bro, you know how Opdahl be acting, bro. You know how he be acting. You know what he be
True.
sitting.
You're just waiting for dirt.
well, the one and only time I went, I got stung by a bee in the leg, and apparently I'm allergic, so my whole leg swelled up. And it was like the day before I left, and it wasn't bad when I left, but when I got down there, it was like my whole up to my knee was like just crazy. It was
we couldn't hang with you, man.
disgusting.
Dude,
Yeah,
by the end of the night, Tommy was all hammered up, and we're going back to the hotel room. He's in his bed. Oh, man, I can't believe I'm going to lose my leg, bro.
Damn, man, they hit him with the Requiem for the Dream. Got the gangrene.
I got the gangrene.
I'm fucking sick, man.
Dude, then he turned the heat up to like 95 degrees. I'm so cold. Dude, I was dying. I woke up like still hammered, and I couldn't figure out how to turn the heat down. It was horrible. We're in freaking Florida in August, and he puts the heat on to 90 degrees. Passed out.
Yeah, man, Daytona
like y'all have a
would
good
be a
time.
good gig for you guys to visit.
It sounds like y'all have a good time, so I'm up for it.
Well, Daytona, you have the natural springs. We go swimming, and they're badass.
That's
Y'all
nice.
gonna be naked in it.
We could introduce you guys to Carl.
Carl.
Yeah. Go herping down there in Daytona. It's some good stuff. It's a lot of good stuff to do.
Find some cool stuff down there, man.
I hope first
What
of all,
kind of stuff?
I've never gone herping. I have to admit it. Right now.
Diamondbacks, pygmies, scarlet kings.
Hey,
Is that
you
it?
guys-
Tommy?
Cottonmouths.
Tommy, you scared of the woods?
No, I just never gone. Actually, when I was a kid, I used to do it
Yeah.
in the woods. Like,
What about little people? Have y'all went herping for?
Well, even the
little
places
people
that
down
That's not
They're
they're
having
not
been up that
reptiles, Keno.
what's that?
there?
What was that?
Ignore what he said. This
Huh?
is irrelevant to the subject.
What did he say?
What did he
Don't
say?
worry about it. They're not reptiles.
Did
Keno.
you go down there for herping for little people?
They're not reptiles, Keno. I
Herping for
repeat,
little
they're
people?
not
Hey,
they're not
hey,
reptiles.
Regular.
Hey, Keno, I heard that Florida has the highest per capita sub-height humans on the in
Don't
North
say
America.
that. He gonna start talking about, man, you making my balls tingle and some shit like
What city?
that.
You got a city or a county for me?
Tim, if they're all thumbs, he's in.
Hey, we could take we could take Keno to Softails.
Oh, I don't even know if we're safe there.
What is that?
Keno will put his condom on in the parking lot.
What does it say? Hey, the sign says one ugly one.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Yo, I think there's a Keno. There's like a carny. There's like a carny town down there, man, where you could find.
It is. In Florida, there is a carny town.
Yeah, dude.
What is the carny town?
Like in the
find,
wintertime,
like,
like they stop traveling, they just stay in that town in
Yeah.
Florida for the
What about-
wintertime,
All
and then
the
they
carny.
go back to traveling.
The whole state is a carny town.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yo,
like the
yo,
descendants of
lobster boy,
carnies.
you'll fit in perfect, Tommy,
But do they got like a section where like
with your leg
like a
problem.
carny town for little people?
You think that they just got like a whole? They just put all the little people in one town.
It's called Lollipop Land.
Yeah, the only town I've ever seen of just little people is like the town Willow lived in. That's the only town of just little people I've ever seen in my life.
So Keno, let me get this straight, man. You like the little girls? Is that what I hear?
Little people, not little girls.
No. All right, so
definitely little people.
So I'm trying to. I've heard this before. So let me just while we're on this topic.
Extra shorties.
So you seen like Jackass?
Yeah.
They are Wee Man.
Wee Man.
Yeah.
So you're into like wee women. Is it that kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
They don't look as ugly as he do though.
No, I get it, but what's the attraction, man? What draws you to him?
I would think it would be the height.
Okay, this
that's one thing, right? But, I mean,
the bucket list, Tim, is just having like a little person midget. That's all. That's it. I mean, stripper.
But what? I mean, honestly though, I mean, what's the attraction? I mean, what?
Tim, what's the attraction of the day?
We have to talk about that. That's a one-on-one conversation. Like, Tom,
raise your hand,
man. I respect that.
James,
raise your hand if you're attracted to midgets. Raise your hand if you're attracted to midgets.
You can do like some acrobatic things against
just,
the wall.
It's just something wrong with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, it's just different, man. I'm just trying to understand the vibe. That's all.
Some activities that you don't need to like. You don't need to like kneel in for.
What the fuck?
That's why I said we're talking about a lot of that stuff offline.
Yeah.
I just keep sending you material when I find it because I know you appreciate it. But now my feed is all messed up.
I told you, when you be friends with Keno, he just
my algorithm is freaking like all over the place.
Tim, I'm gonna send you some of the quality. I'm gonna Tommy too. I'm gonna send y'all some, and like I'm gonna tell you, it's not just like it's like little.
It's not just midgets either. It's Down syndrome.
You like you turn your head 3-4 times. Like damn, okay.
All right, man. So you're gonna try to broaden our horizons.
He's gonna convert you.
That's why I like it, Tim, because see, you're not closed-minded. You know what I'm saying? You're willing to broaden. I like that.
Yeah, man. I'm an equal opportunity employer.
Yeah, see, like my co-host, he trying to, he try to make me feel bad, but I think one thing the bar room did, like unintentionally, is I've made people open up and be comfortable with their little people love, because a lot of people be sending me videos, and I know.
What the fuck are we talking about this again?
I know that they like this. They're not sending it for me. They send it for themselves.
Changes to the midget bar room.
Hey, hold on a second here, man. Let me put this in some context here, right?
Oh god,
Travis, there are people too. There are people too.
Hey,
come on, Tim.
The legend male of mine was a runt midget male,
and he was a rock star.
He was a rock star. You see what I'm saying? So Keno's on to something, man.
Outstanding things come in small packages.
I think it's weird. I don't care what y'all say.
Hey.
I like normal size women.
I think it's weird that you got a fascination with 70-year-old plus women, but you don't see me shit on that every time that we get on our show.
What 70-year-old women are you talking about?
The women that you be. All right, okay, never mind. You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing.
Give us a defining characteristic of a 70 plus year old woman.
Are you talking about Reba? You better watch your mouth. We're not talking about Reba.
I'm talking about Reba. I'm talking about the people that you be sending. All right, never mind, bro.
You down with
I'm talking about these bag of bones that you be sending that you be on Instagram. These women like they professional bingo players.
I don't know.
You're so young.
I don't know.
Like Hall of Fame type bingo players.
Bingo Hall of Fame.
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Hey, man.
Tommy, you're gonna be doing
Oh
big
man,
when
we
you're
might
older.
have to get
At
this
least they
back on the
normal
cupcake.
height.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
but
What's
see,
normal?
that's what
This
you
is
like. You know,
abnormal.
I ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, if you like them wrinkle, ain't nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
it's what you like is what you like, man. It's
Hell,
all good.
no, so that's not the thing. Is I'll just wake up just some mornings and there'll just be like 3 videos of midgets
that. They
in my
bad, don't they?
inbox.
They
But I
bad,
don't want to
don't
see the shit. They not
They
bad. They
bad.
fucking
They
midgets.
bad though.
Yeah, you still look at it though.
No, I don't. I really don't.
He,
And then I'm
he
just
still
like, I don't
saved
even.
it, man.
I look at it. I see it in my inbox. I'm like, I know that's a fucking midget. I know that's
Yeah,
a
the-
fucking midget.
Hey,
Dude, I
come
see
on,
this
chat.
stuff
Hey,
and
hey,
I'm like, yo,
hey,
I
He
gotta
did
Travis,
the
message
now.
But
Travis.
you
He's
want to know
just
the
like,
craziest part?
hey,
Just like on my feed, like because
He
he
did
sent me
not.
so much of this shit, it'd be like videos of midgets, and I'd be like, man, what the fuck, man?
you guys just all got on board the midget train in like 2 seconds flat. We went from green trees to midgets like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
That's around
problem.
last time.
First off,
I think
James,
Tim was
there-
on the too
James,
much gin.
James, there are people
Jesus.
too. There are people too, James. It's not like we're talking about like
Hey,
aliens or something.
I'm not hating on it. Let's get back
All right,
on
because
subject. Is what
I
I'm
will
saying.
die. I will die on that little people hill.
You
You
did go.
will.
You went down that little tunnel.
It's a
It's a
hill made
small
of
hill.
fucking Legos.
It's a small hill, but I'm dying on it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro.
Why? Oh, okay.
So let's talk of something more pertinent to the show.
yeah.
All
So
right.
let me
Well, Tim,
throw
loves
something
y'all.
out there.
All little people out there, Kino loves y'all. Go ahead, Tim.
We don't care.
Hey Tim,
So-
I did have a question for you, Tim.
Me?
So my incubator, it actually can monitor CO2 levels.
Shut up, bro.
And
Yeah, the-
Nah, he don't want the
farmers
truth to come out. Nah.
and I noticed that like when I first put the eggs in the incubator, it was like 0.1%, and it keeps gradually getting up. And it makes sense because the eggs are starting to disperse carbon dioxide. But at what point? I know you're a science guy. You're like Johnny Science.
Fucking Johnny
So
Biology.
at what point is it like detrimental? I know like the normal carbon dioxide in the room air is like 0.04 to 0.0 or 0.10. So do you think that affects like eggs incubating or?
Well, I think it's different for humans than it is for reptiles too. You know.
Yeah.
But why are they measuring it inside the incubator? Because they're growing cultures normally, and if it gets too high, it's gonna.
I don't know.
culture?
The farmers do some cool stuff, and I know.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hook up a CO tank to this, a CO2 tank, and an oxygen tank to this, and like adjust all that stuff. But I was just curious to see if that would if that would have an effect on the eggs or not.
You should try hatching some at Puro too, Tommy. Just get fucking straight up wild with it.
Like get some midget GTPs.
Fucking
trying to go back, right?
Please let's not do this
They
today.
come out like 4 grams and like half an inch. Kino would love that.
But
Yo,
hey,
don't
check
let
it out,
Keto
though.
be out here
Check it out.
producing midget GTPs.
Hey, what if they all of them turn out to be super blues, though? They go straight to blue. See, now, look, man, we cooking. Now we cooking.
So what's the new holy grail these days? Is it still pure blue, or is it calico? Is it high yellow, tricolor?
I think calicos are in now. I don't know.
Calico?
I think it's still blue. I think everybody, but I've seen more blue snakes pop up. I think everybody wants the true blue. I think that's still the biggest thing.
I want to see.
So
blue,
how many?
Black,
so
blue,
how
black,
many?
and orange.
Black.
Blue, black,
So how
and
many?
orange.
How many super blue males have there been
I have no clue.
recently?
I have no clue.
I mean, I still see a lot of blue females. Any super blue males? I mean, aside from like Jake and
that's a damn good question.
Frosty.
That's a damn good question, Tim.
Tommy,
I don't know.
Galaxy is a super blue.
Well, I think that there's some, but also between the people, there's also discrepancies. Well, not discrepancies, but there's also arguments about what is a blue snake. So
Yeah.
you know,
No, not a
like,
super blue. Not a super blue. There's no argument about that.
Well, I have a female from Velvet to that Signal Hurt female.
Oh, that thing's a fucking super blue.
It went straight to blue, and it has yellow as well. It's crazy looking. So it's blue.
Got black on it too, though, right?
No, a little bit. I mean,
the female.
Little speckles, but it's.
But it never had green.
No green.
No, you have a velvet that's primarily blue with a little bit of black.
No, she has yellow too.
Yellow too? You mean yellow diamonds?
No, just yellow on the sides. Like there's yellow throughout.
I thought that was a different one.
Yeah. Well, I have a yellow one with a little bit of green.
Calico. The rubber blondie is calico, right?
What about Andy's velvet? That thing I would say is a super blue. Though it has black on it, but it's primarily blue.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, that thing went from like a red color to like a lavender to fucking blue. There was no green, nothing, but it has black flecking and yellow diamonds. But for all intents and purposes, it's fucking super blue.
That's usually the OCC of a super blue, though. It's either like red to pink to like whitish to blue, something like that.
Yeah, when they go like pink. So Tommy, your other velvet, that thing has a ton of black on it, and it has that brick red color, right?
Yeah, it's black and red and blue, and
that thing's nasty.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a beautiful animal.
They're coming up on 3 years old now.
Yeah. What about the Serac Lagatha Galaxy babies? What are those transitioned like there was no green phase in those, right? You said they're kind of just turning.
Yeah, a little bit. They're not super blues.
They're eating there. OG Pat.
I haven't seen Taylor's lately.
Oh, I think his is kind of going the route of Andy's, isn't it?
Well, he has a Galaxy to Serac Lagatha.
Oh, that's right. He has one of those too, but he has a Velvet Signal Herp as well.
Oh, did he get that off Christian? That's right.
He did? Oh, it was from Christian.
Yeah. Tim, do you think that was a good question, Tim? Do you feel like I guess what like in your first 20 years or however long you've been in this, do you think the production of true super blue animals has gone down over the last 2 decades, in your opinion?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I haven't really been involved with the chondro stuff.
I think there's a good amount.
So, I mean, I've seen a few on the forums and whatnot, but
I don't think it's.
I don't necessarily remember if they were male, female, or whatever. But
if anything, I think they've probably gone up.
But I just didn't know if they were still the thing people were still chasing after, whether it was calicos, the high blacks.
I would say black and blue.
I would say probably high blacks and calicos have probably passed the hybrid, but
I don't know. I think that they've probably gone up.
But
I think the blue's still top.
Is right
I think blue is still top.
Could be.
Yeah. And so what about what about bloodlines? Like, for example, 25 years ago, it was like anything from Old Yeller, anything from Powder, anything from Joan Collins, anything from, maybe my female, anything from the Legend male. I mean, is there any
I think people still talk about it, but I think that realistically, when we talk about Blue Line and Calico, there's a few guys that are still really doing and producing really, really amazing animals. But I think that honestly, a lot of those animals, you're not going to get a good representation of those animals that you talked about previously.
Well, no, I was
So-
using them as a reference, but I was asking like nowadays, like
They're still there. They're still a big deal.
no, I
Calico,
get that,
Blue
but I
Line.
mean nowadays, what are the, what are the old yeller bloodlines? What are the, the powder bloodlines? You know what I mean? Not those animals, but what are the, the
I think
2025 renditions?
Most
There's
people,
still that. It's still the Calicos and the Blue Line. It's still that.
Yeah.
Carolina,
Not a John
Blue.
Leckie. I say the John Leckie, Rob World stuff is coming to the forefront more like the last 2 years.
So the Rob Whirl.
Yeah.
I like the
Now
stuff
Rob
that Leckie
primarily
did.
was
not for
doing
blue,
like
not for
yellow
blue
neos.
stuff, but not for blue
I
stuff.
like
but for high
Leckie's
black and yellow.
Not
high
for blue,
black.
not for blue stuff, but I think John Leckie has kind of took the black level, the black part of that project, the Black Pearl part to the next level.
Yeah.
That I don't think
that last
Rob
killer.
Yeah, I don't think Rob took it to. Rob never took it to the level, the heights that Leckie has it at right now.
Yeah, and John has some crazy high yellow stuff too. That's
Yeah, John. Yeah.
And what about guys like
yellow and the black stuff? Yeah.
What about guys like John Irby and Dave D and?
Yeah, I mean Irby and Dave D. Dave D has everything. Irby has a lot of
Tommy Budway.
Right. Well, you say everything.
Tommy Budway.
Well, you say
Those like
everything.
the kings
Everything
of
in
like-
terms of what? I mean, what is everything?
He
I
has
think
Tiger
those are the-
Spike stuff. He has Blue Line. He has Calico.
But I think if you mention those three guys right there.
Now, when
those
you're
are
saying
the kings of,
Calico, are
like,
you going back to like Greg Maxwell's Calico line? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he has a lot of
Reference-
I think he has some October stuff and
October.
What else? Prince. Does he have Prince? I can't remember.
Those
all
are the
he had.
king. Those are the three kings of the blue stuff.
He had
though,
some
in
really
my
cool
opinion.
stuff from the barn too. Like Darth Sidious and anything.
Yeah.
Dave
Still
and
floating
Irby
up.
both have very good bloodlines that
Yeah.
are Calico and Blue, Super Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I know Mark's working with the Calico stuff, and I've seen
Mark
some of the
Hager.
stuff that he's done,
Yeah.
and it looks good.
Mark Hager
there's-
definitely putting on for the yellow Neos.
Yes, and there's other
The high
variations of
yellow
things
stuff.
too. Like even with some of the stuff that Stiegel has done, like he's done some really cool stuff. But is that stuff necessarily going to be your classic rendition of Blue Line or Calico? Maybe.
Well, I don't know.
necessarily
That's
not.
it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what are the
Stiegel's
what are the looks that people are going
for?
for these days?
Blue and black.
Yeah, it's
Stiegel's
just
best stuff known for
different.
being black.
Yeah.
He's known for being black though with Stiegel.
And you have like
You go with Stiegel, you probably going for some sickness blood.
like
Yeah,
Francis
the
Catani's working.
high black, trying to get that.
Francis is another one that's really concentrating on like the 05188, like super, like a moho. Still got he rocks with all the blue stuff too, so he's up there with the concentrating specifically on blue stuff.
Tim, he got one. Francis has one from you and Cody that you guys produced from that, and he got a good one from what I recall. He got
That's cool. I forgot about that litter. Well, Andy has that one. I sold to him or whatever, right?
It's a female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this conversation last time I was on. I mean, and I'm more of a Pheno guy than a Geno guy. Remember us talking about that last time I was on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
it's
more like you're more like a Keno guy than a. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, a phenotype is. I think it's just as important than.
Tommy
lineage.
don't want an offspring from the midget. He just wants straight up midget.
My type of guy. That's what I'm talking. Like, don't give me this animal talking about look. Don't give me this midget talking about look.
Don't give me a 5'2" midget. I want like a 3 foot.
You want a 3-footer.
Yeah.
I saw a
barely
dude.
cut the light switch on. You feel me? You know what I'm
I
saying?
saw a dude that was like normal height, and he had like the midget face and head, and I was just like, man, I hope that there's some disease that can turn
He
keto.
was false flagging. He was false flagging, man.
I hope that you get bit by like a mosquito or something with midget blood in it, and then you transform into him. You get the midget head.
Oh my
I
god!
say like, yeah, I'm more of a phenotype guy too, especially.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stuff that Garrick's producing with his.
Yeah, shout out to Garrett.
I mean, he's producing a lot of blue stuff with his in their locality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, those Wamainas are predisposed to that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Wamaina blood, I had some that were. I had a male that went straight to blue, and then the female went blue as well, but not straight to blue. And they're really good for that. But I think you could really get some nasty stuff by putting some of the good blue blood in there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
Yeah, Irby did that with
how
that
much of a
female that
concern
he
is
had.
Nido these days?
Nido's still a concern. I think it's becoming less of a concern, mostly because I think people are tested more, especially when animals are traveling between people and these animals are a little older. I think a lot of those animals died out. I think that we don't say that enough, but I think that there was a time when there were a bunch of Nido animals, and a lot of those Nido animals have died out. And there's people that keep Nido positive collections, but even from what I've heard lately, like a lot of those animals are dead.
I couldn't get them to thrive. I didn't have them I had them in a separate facility, but they dropped like flies when I started trying to breed them. It just wasn't working.
But overall, it's not as big of a conversation.
Tim, I'll say Tim, I think
it's still a big thing. People are on a preventative tip.
Yeah,
I think the conversation is more regular now, and not to gloat, but I feel like since we've been doing the Chondro Bar Room, there's one thing that we've always pushed. No matter what, whether you buy from us or you buy from John or whoever, just get the test. Ask for it. Or pay it. And
you have to. And
I think
some of the stuff that's coming in is all fucking positive still. Because the stuff that's imported, Tim, is coming in positive because they're sitting in facilities overseas where they're just all ganged together. I don't know how they're keeping them, but
so you're saying that Nido's coming in from overseas and some of the shipments.
Yeah.
It's probably coming in because they're keeping so much shit together.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so much shit being kept together. And I think a lot of it was coming a while ago, is coming from people who had larger collections who were also doing the same thing.
You got to keep in mind, like,
animals were just being held together, and then they were fed off the same tongs and shit, and
that's
snakes and monitors eating off the same tongs. There was a lot of shit that was going on that people have stopped doing.
If there's something coming in and you want it, you better buy it the day they get it, because as soon as they start messing with it, that's when they're transferring.
How do you know? How do you know for sure? Dude, my collection's been closed for I don't know how many years.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about people that are still buying stuff like that, though.
Yeah,
but 3 to 4 years ago,
there is no being sure.
What's that?
3 to 4 years ago, we were having conversations where people were telling us that they still didn't believe that Nido existed.
Yeah. People said that to us.
They were telling us that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I haven't had
like somebody got into an argument with me about it, and he damn near stopped being my friend over it because I just want him to I'm like, hey, look, vet that dude before you buy it. Just ask for a test. So.
I mean, I've had people, when I was selling animals for my first clutch, I had people say, it's dumb to Nido test an animal that young and this and that. It's just like, listen, man, somebody want peace of mind, they can get peace of mind. Yeah. And one thing that I've realized in the Chondro community, I've said it before, and it's still a relevant thing, is like, there's still like the issue with cult of personality. And a lot of guys in the Chondro community, they're fucking nerds. They don't make their own decisions and shit. So as soon as they find somebody just like, oh man, that guy's a cool guy, they just listen to whatever the fuck he says, and then they regurgitate it in comment sections. It's just like, you a bitch. The dude that told you that shit, he told you that shit because he didn't really want to spend the money, and he know that he could get over on you because he too knows you a bitch. And it was a lot of shit like that, dog. It's time for me to go to bed.
What, are you all puttied up over there?
Nah, I ain't even drink. Like, I got CrossFit in the morning. I've been drinking water. I just don't give a fuck no more about some of this shit, dog. Just a bunch of lame ass cheese dicks. Just being lame ass cheese dicks, dog.
All those nerds are out there saying, I thought he liked me.
If you think I like you, I probably do like you. But if you think I don't like you, I probably really don't like your ass.
So mean.
I'm not. That's just how bad shit happened. Like, I ain't gonna say no names, but it's a dude that was pretty big. And I seen an interview where he said that he didn't want a Nido test, and this was like in 2022. And basically, when he said it, a whole bunch of other people came right behind him, and they was just like, virtually, because the interview that this dude did was a pretty big one, and I don't really talk to the dude, but that's only because of some other fucking reasons. But basically, a lot of people regurgitated the same shit that he said, and I was just like, he gonna get y'all.
I know you're talking about that.
I ain't gonna say no more.
Tim, here's the thing. So you can test, that's great, but if you're bringing in animals like imports and whatever,
yeah,
you're really never gonna know if you have NIDA or you don't have NIDA, and that's why I will not bring an animal in here. I know I don't have any NIDA. I will never bring another animal in here. When I have, like Christian has clutches with me, I go down and get them before they're even their first shed, like 2 to 3 days old. So I mean, there's no shot I'm getting Nido. Even he probably doesn't have it, but I just don't want to take any chances. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, risk your whole collection to bring an import in or whatever, or buy a snake from somebody that you don't trust. You just never really know. I don't care how many people you test.
I think that makes sense, except for the people who are starting out.
Yeah.
Not the guys who are anybody who's like less than 10 years in. I can kind of see it. But also, we're going to keep it a buck. A lot of them animals that had Nido was high-end animals.
Yeah.
They weren't
imports. Dude, for years, how many people were doing breeding loans, this thing going, this thing coming back? So the funny thing is, though, Tim, I was trying to tell you, when Nido was like kind of wiping out a bunch of shit, and a lot of people, I remember people would talk to Cody, and they'd be like, Cody, my green tree has an RI. What do you think it is? Yeah, it's probably Nido. And like 99% of the time, he was probably right, because like the RIs are a symptom, you know, and you can do cultures and all this other shit, but 99% of the time it's probably coming back as a symptom of Nido. And I haven't had an RI on any of my shit in years, since I got all the animals tested and out of here that had it. Like, once you got it out, you still have to do your regiment, but as far as not transferring anything, I still do it as if you treat everything as if it has Nido, you're not going to spread it.
Quarantine.
You know what I mean? You just have to treat, because Nido's not the only thing that these things could have.
Yeah, it's not.
They could have fucking, I don't know, crypto, sunshine, all these things, man, that who knows what latches on besides Nido and maybe comes up symptomatic in the same way. And doesn't come up as Nido.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep diligent, like, precautions.
Yes, bro.
But once the shit was out of here, like, things really looked up as far as health-wise with adult animals and stuff. Like, I didn't have any more symptoms of RIs and shit like that.
What probably prolonged Nido in a green tree community is probably the collection sell-offs, because those collections were full of Nido in a lot of the times, in a lot of those cases, and they were sold in chunks. Those collections were generally sold in chunks.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in different places got Nido from the same fucking collection. And that's probably what extended it a little longer too, when it was like there was a Nido pandemic in the reptile
There
in the
was
country
a
committee.
fucking pandemic.
It definitely was.
Well, I mean, it was in ball pythons way before green trees, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
recognized
you're right.
in balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, gentlemen, I'm going to rock off here, brothers. It's been a pleasure.
Why are you gonna whack off? What?
Okay.
I'm rolling out.
Don't do that to him.
I got to get up early and teach some kids tomorrow morning. So
That's disgusting.
Yeah, we went over time. So do y'all got anything y'all wanna get off your chest before we get out of here?
Oh man.
I think you guys should make a plan for Daytona.
All right,
Daytona or Pittsburgh, one of the two.
Let's coordinate.
Well, okay, I'm down.
Sam, I think you in the last segment, I think you got enough off your chest for all us, brother.
Yeah, man, fuck all this shit, bro. Yeah, so that's been it for us in the Chondro Bar Room. We appreciate our guests.
Thanks for pulling up again.
Tim Morris, Tommy Budway, and of course Opdahl, aka James Opdahl. That's what his mama calls him, but that's Opdahl on the cigar. We appreciate y'all for coming through, man. We love y'all for real.
Definitely appreciate y'all.
I'll try to send you some midget all-star tapes.
Keno
should be good.
I bet Keno probably has like midget like fucking porno mags.
Don't worry.
Like late 80s.
I got you. You said I got what?
Like midget porno mags from the 80s.
You can't throw those away. That's like asking them to quit.
From the 80s? Yeah. They wasn't out. I don't think they was out there.
Yes, they was.
They was there, I'm sure.
They were. If they got them now, they definitely had them in the 80s, dog.
No, I used to watch some of my granddaddy tapes, and I never saw them.
Yeah, because your granddaddy wasn't into that.
He didn't know he was missing out on. You know what I'm saying? Look, all these little half pints out here. Look, little half pint.
Listen, your granddaddy was not trying to put midgets in the Fleetwood.
It's like a silver dollar, brother.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You don't even know.
Oh my god!
He's just saying shit.
Imagination.
He get his Ghostface killer on. He Ghostfacing. That's been us for tonight, man. We love y'all. We see y'all in another.
Love you guys.
So I guess
y'all take care. Again. Thank you to these guys that came through to kick it with us. We love them.
Peace out.
Comment section. Thank you to the bar room. Till next week.
It's been fun.
Peace.
See you guys.
Later.